Hi guys, I'm Essie and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those of you who are new here. Join the family, subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up just so you don't forget. But let's get right into it. How many times have you gotten into a disagreement with a friend or even ended a friendship and wondered if you were the toxic one? Or if you were the problem? Like, was I the bad friend?
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am. Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain.
Was I wrong in this? Well, let me tell you, I have. And if you haven't, then you are most likely the toxic one. Sorry. You see, it's that ability to self-reflect that would allow you to grow in the first place. So if you can't do that, I think it's safe to say that you haven't done much growth or self-improvement. So yeah, I'm not ashamed to say I've had instances where I've wondered, was I wrong? Am I missing something here? And I sometimes was. And I sometimes apologized, sometimes didn't. But I always apologized if I valued that friendship enough. So if you're already asking yourself these questions, then you're already on the right page. And if you've honestly sat with yourself and evaluated your own actions, then you're definitely on the right track. You see, we all have toxic traits and behaviors that we adopt due to past and childhood trauma. We all do bad things. But as long as you have the ability to self-reflect and be really honest with yourself, you will grow. You will become a better person and a better friend. I cannot emphasize enough on the honest part, guys. Because many are not honest with themselves. They will say, I self-reflect, and yet they've never found anything wrong with what they've done or their actions. They've never found any fault within themselves. How much self-reflection are you actually doing if you still think you're perfect? And if you ask me, those are the most toxic ones. So now that I've made myself clear, I want to get into some traits and actions that may help you determine whether or not you are the toxic one. Now, if you identify with one of the things I'm about to share with you, it doesn't mean you're a bad friend. It just means you could be a better friend and you may have some work to do. So let's get into it. First thing first, every relationship will face some form of issues. It's normal. We're all different. We don't approach every situation the same, and disagreements can cause conflict. That being said, the way you approach conflict or the way you react in a disagreement says a lot about you. So I want to touch on that today. How do you react when a friend expresses concern or takes issue with something you've said or done? How do you react when they bring that to you? If you're the type of person who uses those situations to voice your own concerns, then you're most likely the problem. What I mean is, if your friend is upset and they're telling you why they're upset, and they're telling you this because they care about you, they care about the friendship, they might be a little emotional, but they're still maintaining that level of respect towards you. And now you come and take that situation as an opportunity to voice your own issues. And now you start bringing this and that up, and you're not happy about this thing that happened in the past, and this thing bothered you, that thing bothered you. You're starting to bring these things up in that situation. If that's you, baby girl, it's you. You the problem. Because that is the time to listen and take that constructive criticism and digest it. It's not the time to counter their concerns with your own. It's not. Listen. Listen to your friend with the intention of understanding them and understanding where they're coming from. Don't listen to them with the intention of just replying. That's not the time to be right. That's the time to listen. Naturally, while you're hearing them, things may arise in your head. Your ego might enter the chat like, if you value that friendship, act like it. Keep those thoughts to yourself in that moment. Take the time to process everything they've just said to you, and then you can bring forth your own concerns at a later time. I know it's hard and it's not always practical, and there are some exceptions, but this is the best way to approach it in most cases. Bring it up at a later time. And while you're processing your thoughts, what you don't want to do is talk to everyone else about it before you've actually brought the issue to your friend. Some people tend to not have the courage to express themselves to their friends. You might be shy, you might fear the effect that it could have on your friendship. You may not even realize something had been bothering you until you catch yourself thinking about it over and over again and talking about it. It happens. But if you're the type of friend who talks to everyone else about the issues in the friendship, except for the actual concerned friend, then that is a problem. So if you find yourself talking to someone else about your friend, ask yourself, have I addressed the concerned parties? Or would they be blindsided if they were to hear how I truly felt about this situation? Now, we all have that one friend that we can vent to. We kind of go to them for guidance and they tell us when we're wrong. And I'm not talking about that. Intention matters, right? So if you're seeking advice on how to address the situation, your intention is not to make your friend look bad or to drag your friend. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, I just want to be clear. That's a different situation. I'm talking about people who love to go talk to everybody about the issue with bad intentions, trying to give their friend a bad name. But sometimes we do need a little guidance and we do need someone to talk to, and it's okay. It's okay to get guidance from your friend. But don't put yourself in a situation where your friend is hearing about an issue through someone else other than you. Now, I've definitely been on both sides of similar situations, so I am speaking from experience. I've grown, and so can you. The first step is acknowledging your role. So some other signs you're the toxic one are, you take gifts back when the relationship ends. If you take gifts back when the relationship ends, honey, then you have some deep-rooted issues that you need to address. You lack morals and dignity, to say the least. Or if you refuse to give personal belongings back when the relationship or friendship has ended, then you're probably a psychopath like my brother, who refused to give me back my $6,000 when I simply asked him to keep it secure until I needed it at a later time. There isn't much hope for people like you, I'm sorry. Maybe in your next lifetime, you can do better. Now, the way you approach conflict does say a lot about who you are as a friend, but there are many other things as well. Do you check up on your friend? Do you listen to them? A real friend is like a therapist sometimes, and you should be able to feel safe confiding in them and them in you. Now, I'm not talking about all these fake, superficial friends now. Don't go telling your business to these fake friends or... No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real friends. But do you only think about your needs? Do you often find yourself questioning whether or not your friends are true friends, while never asking yourself, am I a good friend? Or asking yourself, how can I be a better friend? How can I be a more supportive friend? Then you're probably the toxic one, because you're looking to take, and drain without seeking to give anything. You're using that friendship to fuel your own ego, and you may not even realize it. But these are things you should ask yourself, like, how can I be a better friend? And balance is key, my loves. Just remember that. So everything I'm saying here goes both ways. There should also be balance when making plans. I mean, some people are natural-born leaders and tend to be better at taking charge, but even your natural-born leader friend likes to be thought of and invited out sometimes, invited to events or just to hang out. They want to be thought of as well. So saying, like, I'm just not the type of friend who reaches out and likes to invite, I'm shy, I don't want to bother anybody, you're the problem. That mentality needs to go. If you want to be a better friend, it works both ways. You invite them, they invite you. Sometimes, right? Balance. As I said, all I'm saying is pay attention to the amount of effort you put into your friendships and your relationships. If you feel anything other than joy and excitement when presented with the achievements of your friend, then you need to work on yourself. You toxic. If you find it difficult to compliment your friends, you toxic. Can you remember the last time you complimented a friend on anything? If not, then maybe work on that. Because confident women uplift each other. Confident people uplift each other in general. And people who lack self-confidence tend to have complicated friendships. So working on yourself will help you have better relationships in general. If you don't give the benefit of the doubt and your mind always tends to go in the worst case scenario, you're always thinking worst case scenario, you might be the bad friend. Like, what I mean is if your friend does something like, let's say your friend cancels plans on you and they give you a reason, but instead of taking their explanation for face value, you will now come and be thinking, they don't like me anymore, oh, they're doing something else, they're lying, they're being dishonest about where they actually are and what they're actually doing, and you don't voice your suspicions to the friend in question. Instead, you hold a meeting in your overthinking brain with your overthinking brain cells, and you come up with 100 different scenarios of what actually happened, what the actual truth was. You're the problem, you're doing the most, and you need to cut that shit out. Speak up and address your concerns directly if you think it's worth it. If not, forget about it. But if you value that friendship, you will speak up about it. You won't just hold it inside. You will speak to that friend about it. You will clear the air or balance your thoughts. You will tell them, hey, you know, I feel like you're being dishonest about this and that. And if they're a true friend and they care about the relationship, they might be able to see where you're coming from and give you a satisfactory explanation. That's if you're not crazy, because some of y'all really be crazy. This is not for you. Y'all really the toxic ones. And needing constant reassurance is not cute. Is it hard for everyone to say reassurance? Oh, I did it. Okay. But yeah, it's not cute, boo. Needing constant reassurance is not cute. Grow up. And this also ties into having self-confidence. But if it's a reasonable doubt, voice that. Address that. You shouldn't be friends with someone you don't like, or you feel like they behave as if they don't like you. Y'all shouldn't be friends. if that's how you really feel. And then there's the whole issue of friends who don't actually like you but just want to be around you for their own self-benefit. Now that's a different situation entirely. In fact, I'd love to talk about my own experience with such friends and how to identify them, but we'll save that for the next video. So if that's something you think you'd be interested in hearing more about, please subscribe and turn your post notifications on for my channel so you don't miss that one. But that's it for today, my lovelies. Thank you so much for being here and watching till the end. Be good, be better, and see you next time. Love you all.